non-accident syllable. The kamatz, then it becomes a kamatz hatuf. This reduces from a holden vav to kamatz hatuf. So, who died? Elimelech died. Vayamot, Elimelech, Ish Naomi. What is Ish Naomi?
His wife.
Huh?
Yeah, the man.
The husband or man of Naomi. Now, what do you call that? Elimelech, Ish Naomi. What is Ish Naomi in relationship to Elimelech? What is that called? Say it again, louder. Apposition. Know your apposition. Nouns of apposition. Okay, so Elimelech died, husband of Naomi, and then you get this one that we've already seen, Va Tishaer. What is that? They were left. So let's look at this. Va T Sha Air. Now look what happens. I mean, it didn't make myself the space in the right place. So what is Vati? Huh? What is Vati? That's the preformative. Okay, so this was a nephal stem. It had a noon in there. Nishaer. Nishaer. So what happens when you add the performative, Scott? When you add the preformative, Nisha Vatishaer, you have the Nishaer. What happened to the noon? It assimilated. So what happens? How do you mark the assimilation of the noon, Scott? A dot, and the dot is called a dogish linea or forte? Good. Okay, everybody got that? Is everybody okay? You know, we got to make sure that John Pappert is 100% in this because he's going to be gypped and he doesn't get to do it next semester. You know, we're going to have to put on sackcloth and weep for days for him.
So with the appositionals, would it matter if you switched the order then, if they're not positional, if it doesn't matter? Or does it actually matter?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter, I guess.
Because you could say
the man and then say
the man of that Elimelech, right?
Yeah, exactly. Very good. So this is getting exciting. You know why this is exciting? You're reading scripture in its original language, and it is cool. And they say things differently than we say things in Hebrew, in English, I mean. And the way they word things. And I'll tell you, next semester, we had a very, very serious Presbyterian girl in our class. And the family, they were a musical family. And they went to Bill Gothard, and the kids stayed at home until they were married. And one of the sons was 35 and still at home. And she got very red when we got to some of the special passages in Ruth. John, you're going to miss out on that too. You got to come and join us some of the time.
You can audit the class.
You can audit the class.
Drew can scrape me in.
You've got to be there for the threshing floor scene. So then we move on. Okay, so then you're here with, and she was left, and then you get he ushne benai. Who is left? She is left. And then what does this say? Here's your kind of, it's telling you who was left. She is left, and then you get he ushne benai. What does that say?
two sons died too.
She,
This tells her
she,
two sons.
and two of her sons, or and her two sons. Everybody with me? Who's lost? I like doing it this way, don't you? Okay. Now we move down to verse 4, which we did last week. That's going to be on next week's quiz. What time is it?
8:02.
8:02. Let's go through this verse and take a break. So, vayish u. See, and get this out of here.
Oh, sorry.
No, you had it in a good place, actually. Vayishu. They actually in Israel can kind of pronounce this all of it. We just can't. Vayishu. What does that mean? They took. What is the word here? And you don't have assimilation of the noon there. Look at this. Folks, you looking? Noon, seen, aleph, and this is one of those examples where the noon assimilation is not marked by a dogish. And you'll get that in how he'll show you there are some times when like seen and other letters don't mark with the dogish always. Sheen does, but seen doesn't. So they lifted up for themselves. They picked up for themselves. We kind of say that, don't we? Oh, I picked up a woman, at the bar or whatever, Well, it's the same. It's the same Hebrew meaning. They picked up for themselves wives. Is that how you did it?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I just found her in a moment of weakness.
Okay. A caveman. Oh, he picked. The caveman's, especially on the cartoons. The caveman picks up the woman, puts her on his shoulder, walks away. Yeah. So you have this. They lifted up for themselves. Lahem. What is that? How would you do the lahem? Come on, you're on this next week. I may give you all these verses. They lifted up for themselves nashim. What are nashim?
Wives.
Women. Not wives, women. We like to translate it wives, This girl that got all red, she said, well, go out. She was talking about the threshing floor, and she said, that couldn't have happened because that's not Christian. And our students, they're all United Church of Canada and Anglicans, and they all laugh because this isn't a Christian text. And look at all the stories in the Old Testament, They didn't have a Christian version of matrimony and all that yet. I mean, it kind of develops over time. So they take for themselves wives. That's a nice way of saying it. They took for themselves wives. And then you get this moviot. What is the oat? Moviot. What is oat?
Plural feminine.
Moviot. They take for themselves nashim moviot. What is that saying?
Moabite women.
Moabite women or Moabite wives. Okay? And then you get Shim ha-achat. What is achat? What is ha-achat? The first. Or the one. The name. Remember, why don't you have this just be a name of the first? Why do you have it be the name of the first? Huh? It's definite. What makes it definite? The what do we call this?
The absolute.
The absolute. This is the. Does the construct ever have an article on it? Never. Never. No, never. Okay. So The name of the first was Orpah Winfrey.
Yeah.
Orpah Winfrey. Vishim and the name Vishim Hashanit. Vishim Hashanit. How do you say that one? Move it down. Yeah, good. Are you doing okay? Or you want to be sitting back there?
No, I'm doing great.
I'm not messing you up.
I'm good. And name the second?
Name of the second. So the name of the second. Root. The name of the second root. Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island is really. Gilligan wrote this, you know. Okay, so move it. Yeah. So what is this guy?